What is going on, gamers? Aevatrex here, and this is actually the Guild Wars from last Thursday. This is actually not the one from today. I'm kind of uploading this late just because I haven't had enough time. But I want to know, what base are you guys using nowadays? Because when you get into these higher level people in the 200,000 mites and all of that, they're pretty much using the same base, outside of maybe just a few. And really, honestly, is because it's a very solid base. It's a base that if you make one mistake or you stay a little too long, then they can get you, especially if you can protect your totems really well. So I'm trying to see if maybe there's other bases out there that are very impressive, or maybe bases that you had issues with as well. Because when it comes to this base, although it's a tough base if you don't have the right heroes or the right setup. It can be really tough, but it can't be the only base. Now, of course, a tough base, I would imagine, would have the heroes compacted together, and the towers as well, and then maybe with the bombs and the hero totems all together. But I really feel that the totems, so far, they just really haven't made that much of a difference, at least for me. Even on my Smurf, because on my secondary guild, I have a Smurf that's doing Guild Wars also, without the strongest of heroes or anything like that, and uh, the totems really don't make any sort of difference there either. And I'm attacking pretty high level might people, so the real issue with the totems is that the way that's positioned right now, you might run into one, and then you'll hit the heroes, and then once those heroes are dead, then you're pretty much free regardless of what other totems are gonna get you in the future there. So I don't know, I just feel like totems wasn't the big change factor that we all were expecting. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of neutral on it so far. But I think at this point they are going to be increasing the level of the totems, because 6 of 10, like if you think about it, Santa Boom should be able to do a lot of damage, like a lot of damage that you can't silence or anything like that, and damage that you have to deal with. But at 6 of 10, it's not really that impressive. Like if it was 9 of 10, then at that point I'll be like, okay, I gotta deal with the Santa somehow, you know. But 6 of 10 is not really impressive. Think about it like this: do you find the Pumpkin Duke's proc at 6 of 10 that impressive? Not really. But when it hits 9 of 10, that's when you really start seeing a big difference. So I don't know. I feel like totems, at this point, they kind of just released them to get them out there and see how they work. But I think it's going to be inevitable that these totems are going to get either upgraded or make it a little harder. That's just the way that I feel it's gonna happen. Just because it's just not much going on with the totems right now. But outside of that, I mean, I really do feel like Guild Wars was a really good addition to the game. A lot of people look forward to it, even though it has definitely shaken up the guilds. You know, a lot of people leave their guilds that they have been in for a long time just because they want top rewards, and maybe that guild isn't getting first place all the time. It really has shaken up a lot of guilds. It's led to a lot of guilds merging together, 2-3 guilds getting all their best players into one. Which, I mean, it's a really solid strategy. It leads to wins, so you can't really fault them for that. But it does hurt the guilds in their lower end, so that does kind of suck, especially when you've been in that guild for a long time. I've seen this actually with quite a few people where they've been with a guild for a long time, but then Guild Wars came around, and maybe that guild don't have all the top players, so they were pretty much quote unquote forced to leave. Which it does kind of suck, but I want to hear your opinions. Has this affected you guys in any way? Just because I know that it's affected my guild in some ways, but I know that my guild doesn't have it as bad as other guilds that were in the lower end, especially since I heard that the matchmaking system is like the top 50 guilds that can be matched up, and then the next 50, etc. If you're in the lower end of that, like you're guild 49 or guild 99, then you are in trouble, because every single Guild Wars you are going to be very much so the underdog. So I don't know, I feel like it has hurt guilds overall, but at the same time it is it is a game mode that is really rewarding, so you can't really fault them for that either. I mean, 1,000 fame potentially is a lot of fame, especially when it's twice a week. But this new game mode that's coming up, I really do feel like they should add fame to the rewards, because if it really is going to be once a month, I feel like fame, it will have to be a requirement in this point. I just don't see any other way around it. I mean, that's just what I think. What do you guys think regarding that? I'm curious to hear your guys' opinions in the comment section below. Alright, let's go ahead and go right into this last raid. We got Hoa Huin. The base looks very similar. What? Really? If I'm a chicken, then you must be a cock. But in all seriousness though, let me go ahead and introduce you to two little things that I have here. And it's hi haters, because apparently you're a hater. And it's just funny because I've never met you or ever never talked to you, so I don't know what to tell you, man. But I do appreciate that you went out of your way to get gems by the letters of my name, put my name in your base. I don't even know if I should really be mad at that or not. I think that's like self-advertising. That's like free advertising though, right? I don't know. I don't even know if I should be mad at that. But as you guys see here, essentially what I'm doing is kind of like what is being called the sniping method. And that's when you have mainly Ares, Warlock, and Cupid, and you try to kill the heroes before you get into the base. There are other heroes that you can use as well, like a Pixie. You can also use Candy Cane, but Candy Cane isn't really that effective because she might just be hitting buildings, and that doesn't really help anybody. But Ares, Warlock, and Cupid are one of the main ones. You can use Dread-Drake, but I wouldn't recommend starting off with Dread-Drake. The only time I would ever use Dread-Drake in this type of method is when you see that the Skull Knight is under Calamity and that it has like really low health. At that point you can go ahead and try to use Dread-Drake to get that bomb off and kill it while it's under Calamity. That way it doesn't revive or anything like that. But you gotta be careful with Dread-Drake, because anytime that you use Dread-Drake in this kind of game mode, you know, his proc, he can get you over that 50% range, and you don't want that. Dread-Drake is very dangerous. You don't want to mess around with Dread-Drake too much, especially if you're gonna use like a Pumpkin Duke. You just gotta be careful in this kind of game modes, because he will mess you up and get you that 50%. Any sort of hero that does like area damage, like for instance Golem here, you gotta be careful that Golem isn't gonna just get you that 50% and then you're stuck. So that's why the sniping method is really good. Because you can control when you can exit, when you can keep going. And as you saw there, I had no issues with Kakahuin here, just because all these heroes were dead before I even entered, so there was no chance of failure. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Kakahuin, I really hope that you start to like me somehow. I don't know. I don't know, man. I just find it really hilarious. I appreciate you putting my name on your base though, but you just got 100% it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and until later. Bye. Haters gonna hate every day.